This is the Watson data platform in the IBM Cloud, and we're going to analyze data that we ingested and catalogued in earlier parts in this series. So let's create a project which we'll give a name, data pipeline, and you'll see that I can associate an engine, a compute engine, which is going to be Spark to support my analytics. So create the project, and it will give me an empty environment in which I can undertake my analytics. So if we look at the assets, you'll see that I have no data assets, I don't have any notebooks, and there's no models associated with this. So in the second part, we created a catalog entry that describes my data asset for ship positions, which are in Cloudant, and also a connection to that Cloudant database. So here in my catalogue we can see that ship positions data asset, and what I want to do is select that and add it to my project. It will automatically take the connection with it. Just pick the project, data pipeline, and let's add it to that project. 2 assets created, go to the project. And we should now see that we have the connection and the data asset available to me in my project. There we are. So let's go ahead and create a new notebook. And this is a Jupyter notebook embedded inside the data science experience. And as I create my notebook, I'll just give it a name first. And I can specify my Python version and obviously Spark version as well, 2.1. And as I create my notebook, the data science experience will automatically provision a Spark instance for me to execute my analytics in as part of this notebook, and it's for my project. So all that pain of having to create the underpinning infrastructure is taken away from me as a data scientist, so that I can concentrate on doing data analytics. So once the Spark instance has been provisioned, my notebook will be presented to me. It's just like a standard Jupyter notebook. What I need to do now is to access my data that I've connected into my project from the catalogue. So if we look at data sources in the top right, then you'll see that my data asset ship positions is presented to me. I can insert the connection details into my notebook. I've stubbed them out just to protect them here, and I've executed it. Then I can create my Spark session, and I can use my credentials to populate Spark from the data that I ingested originally into Cloudant. So once I've done that, I can just check that we have actually got data. So let's have a look at the schema. So this is the schema of my flattened JSON documents that I ingested using Node-RED. Just count how many rows there are, a couple of thousand. And let's look at the top 3 rows so you can see the data. So that's AIS ship positioning data. Now we don't need all that data, I'm just simply going to plot the lat and longs, the ship positions on a grid. So let's do a subset of that and just show the top 4 rows of my resulting data frame. I'm going to convert it to pandas just to make the manipulation simpler, check they're all numbers or floats, and remove any duff data rows from my data frame. And I also want to convert it to an array, so I can use the standard matplotlib library. I'm just going to pick the top 100 points to avoid obliterating the map. So I can import the library and plot the points on a map. So as a data scientist here, I can just concentrate on data analytics rather than having to worry about the provisioning of the underpinning infrastructure, and therefore concentrate on what I'm being paid to do.